lads and ladies, and welcome to this and welcome back to another video on the channel. Now today we are back to preview this weekend's El Clasico Fylde Coast Derby. Is it a derby? Isn't it a derby? Let's get on with the video. Now we are going to preview it, and we have got the very talented John from the Seasiders podcast to answer a few questions about his beloved Blackpool Football Club. But we're going to go through Starmen, the game, and also how it be won and lost at Bloomfield Road on Saturday. Let's get on with the video. Remember guys, if you're new to the channel, please remember to like and subscribe. So Fleetwood come into this game in very good settle right now. We're actually in the form table playoffs right now, just a bit below Blackpool, with 3 wins and a draw and 2 draws from the last 6 games. I think Fleetwood have only lost 2 games in 7 now, 1 defeat in 6. So it's going very well for the Cod Army right now. 3 wins in a row for the second time this season, and they're over good sides in Lincoln, Shrewsbury and Gillingham. Gillingham and Shrewsbury are picking up, and Lincoln are flying. Whereas Blackpool, again, they're absolutely unstoppable at the minute. They're unbelievable at home. They've won nearly half the home games, 7 games out of 13, so they've gone over half of that. Unbelievable achievement for that. Unbeaten at home this year. Very good defensive record as well. They don't score many, but they don't concede many. They did beat Wigan 5-0. Though they got a great 1-0 win over MK Dons recently. They did the double over Portsmouth. They're actually the only side to beat Peterborough. So Blackpool are a very good side. They're currently on points per game in the top 6. They're averaging 1.6 points per game, and that would average them about 74 points at the end of the season, would get them into the playoffs. They've currently got 16 games left, 10 of those at home, so it's going to be interesting to see if they get into the playoffs. Fleetwood are currently 14th, Blackpool closing in on that top 6. They have got a lot of games in hand, but they have to play Burton Albion, they have to play Peterborough, they have to play Sunderland twice. So these games in hand, they're not against no mugs. So it's going to be a very, very good game. Fleetwood in good form right now. Dan Batty's been brilliant for the Cod Army since joining in January, start of February, since Simon Grayson came in. Simon Grayson used to manage Blackpool twice, and actually managed Blackpool against Fleetwood last year, and when Blackpool beat us 3-1. So hopefully Grayson can go back to his old club and get a win. It's been over a year now since he got sacked, and Neil Critchley came in and has done a very good job since coming in. I think a 40% win record since he's coming in as well. So hopefully Grayson can get one over. Fleetwood have never beaten Blackpool at Bloomfield Road, so it would be absolutely fantastic, and I'd love it if we beat them. Now we're going to go to John, who, again, we said runs a very successful podcast. Go and check it out in the link down below. Now, Blackpool started off very slow, John, and also they just didn't kind of get into a groove. You brought 17 players in the summer. You let go of 21. It was always going to be a huge turnover, and it was going to take its time. A lot of your fan base was calling for his head. What has changed at Blackpool Football Club from early October to now, thinking you could get into the playoffs?
Okay, the main thing that's changed at Blackpool this season, since there was calls for Neil Critchley to be axed, I'd say the main thing that has changed is the introduction of Colin Calderwood into the backroom staff. I think he instilled a more of a pragmatic approach to games in League One, whereas Neil's obviously come from a very purist background at Liverpool. So Colin Calderwood and a 4-4-2 are the main reasons there.
Brilliant. And we mentioned earlier on in the video, John, about Blackpool's unbelievable home record and how good it is. 7 wins out of 13, only lost 3, and one of those were to Lincoln at the start of the season. So, you know, they've gone on to have a very good season. Do you think that home form can carry you into the top 6? You've got a lot of games in hand, 10 games at home, 6 away. Do you think Blackpool can get into the playoffs this year? Because 1.6 points per game, it's a very, very good landmark to get in. It probably will be enough for the playoffs, but there's still a long way to go for you. Do you think you can get into the top 6?
Blackpool's defence is we are very good, but we don't score many goals either. Can this guide us into the top 6? I don't know, really. Time will tell on that. Possibly.
Blackpool Blackpool have a lot of good players like James Husband, Chris Maxwell, CJ Hamilton, Gary Medine and Jerry Yates. Who would you say your star man is this season? Because Jerry Yates, 187 minutes per goal this year, which is a very impressive feat.
Beyond Jerry Yates, 14, 15 goals, I think, this season. 12 in the league. Never stops running. Does so much for the team, more than scoring goals. But you want him taking pens. You want him one-on-one because he's putting those chances away. So Jerry Yates for me.
I'm fine. If I had to put you on the spot, where are you finishing, John? You know, is sixth a possibility, or will the game in hand catch up on you?
I think Blackpool will finish 8th this season because we don't score enough goals at home. And I just don't think we've got enough to get us over the line. Maybe if Gary Medine comes back and starts firing on all cylinders, we might have a chance. But my head says, my gut says 8th, but my head's, yeah, 8th. Yeah, 8th. Score predictions, I'm going to go for 1-1 this weekend. Fleetwood obviously have never beaten us. Even when we were at a low ebb and you're at high ebb, we still seem to scab games. Particularly that 1-0 when we won without even scoring having a shot on targets. That was good. So yeah, I think it's going to be a tight game, but I think it's going to be 1-1 because we're not scoring enough and you're in form.
And where can people go and find your channel?
Yeah, finally, if you want to watch the Seasiders podcast, just search us on the internet. You'll find us our website, seasiderspodcast.co.uk, and just search us on YouTube. You'll find us in there. Right. Good luck on Saturday, gentlemen. Here's the 3 points for the Seasiders. Up the pool.
Thanks for that, John. Really appreciate that. I hope you enjoyed the insight on the opposition. Now, we do go to Bloomfield Road, and like John said, they beat us once with no shots on target. So that was an awful game. They've had it over us, and in my opinion, it's a bigger game for us than it is for them. But this time, I think it's a bigger game for them than it is for us because they're chasing the playoff. They really want the playoff. They bought very well in the summer, and they have to beat Fleetwood, really. They have to start winning again at home. They've drawn the last two. They have to be beating teams like Fleetwood if they want to get into the top 6. They can't lose any more ground. So, in my opinion, I feel the pressure is on Blackpool this time. So, will Fleetwood thrive under that? I'm not so sure, but hopefully we can. And hopefully Dan Batty and Rosser can perform again with each other, and Camps can get back on his score sheet. And Vassell's been playing very well. He used to play for Blackpool. There's a lot of players that have played for both in this fixture. You've got Chris Maxwell and James Husband in the Blackpool dugout. And then you've got Kyle Vassell. In the Fleetwood dugout, you've got Simon Grayson as manager. David Dunn was his assistant there. So there's a lot of played for both. So hopefully Fleetwood can go there and prove a point and get a win. I'd love it if we beat them, in the words of Kevin Keegan. But they're a good side. It's going to be a good game. Two good attacking sides and that want to play good football. Fleetwood have been labelled this long ball, but I've not seen any of that just yet. But, it could come out. And there's more than one way to skin a cat, as JB used to say. But hopefully it's a good game at Bloomfield Road. I am going to go 4-0. Unfortunately, it's never a good game when we play Blackpool. We never shot on target last time. So hopefully it's a little bit better. We get in their faces and get at them from minute 1. Let's see how the game goes. I'll be streaming it from 2:45 on Saturday. Make sure you join me then. Until next time, please remember to like and subscribe. See you in the next one.